Good morning and welcome to Coles Commons. We are live here at the IMT Des Moines Marathon. Coles Commons, Dave Mabel's with me here, and we're in a little bit of an island in the fog here between the buildings this morning, Dave. But overall, the weather might not be too bad here for running this morning. It's not super hot. It's not super cold. It's kind of in between.
You know, as a runner, you're going to love this. You don't like the sun. You don't like the heat. It's a little humid, so it'll be wet. But you know, putting some lube on in appropriate places will help with any kind of friction from wetness. But really, the temperature's great today.
We've seen everybody has their pre-race rituals. We saw a little yoga in front of us here earlier. Everybody's getting set, getting ready, getting things laced up, as you said, lubed up, stretched out, ready to get running this morning.
Yep. You know, it's as much about the jitters, getting rid of the jitters, as it is getting the body ready. Marathon's a long way. A lot of these folks will be out here for 3.5, 4, 4.5, even 5 hours. And, you know, warming up, you're going to warm up on the course. But taking care of the pre-race jitters is an important thing to do. And whether that's yoga or going for a jog or having a cup of coffee, whatever you need, or a trip to the porta potty.
Yeah. Now, you were back with the very start of this race, right? That was, what, 2002?
2002, I ran the inaugural Des Moines Marathon and had a lot of fun doing that, kind of. Made some good friends and got my first marathon out of the way.
What was that like, you know, running with a group like that, running in the streets of Des Moines? It's a little different when you drive them all the time and then you're out there running, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I really enjoyed the kind of the hometown, home court advantage, if you will. Being familiar with the streets, you kind of knew where the next turn was going to be. You knew how far it was going around waterworks. You knew where the finish line was going to be. So mentally, it was beneficial to be from Des Moines and run here. Aside from that, it's just an easy marathon to get around in. It's not, you know, I've done Chicago, I've done Philadelphia, and it's hard to get around. It takes you an hour to walk to the start line at Chicago.
Yeah.
Here you're, you know, parked 2 blocks away.
Yeah, other than the fog coming in this morning a little bit, then once you got down here, you can park, you can get in pretty good. You walk a little ways and you're here. This Coles Commons, they've redone that, you know, and it's a great place to have this and stage everything and get all the athletes going here, isn't it?
Yeah, they've really done a nice job here. It's wide open. There's a lot of extra space that there didn't used to be when the fountain was in the middle of it. So it's a great place to stage a marathon. We'll be looking forward to the start here in 20 minutes or so, and you know, this place will clear out pretty quickly.
It's going to be a little crazy. We have some guests scheduled. Hopefully they'll be with us here
right.
as all the things happen this morning. There's a lot of different things going on, and we hope to get some special guests up here, talk with them about their support of the marathon and things that are going on with the marathon this morning.
Yeah, we'll be here all day, so hopefully we'll find some people to talk to. I know that the Bankers Trust folks are planning to come up and have a chat with us. Bankers Trust sponsors the Marathon Relay, and that is 5 people take turns running the marathon, 4 5-mile legs, and then a 6.2-mile leg to finish it off. And Bankers Trust sponsors that. IMT marketing director will be up here after the start of the marathon. Chris Birch is planning to stop by, the director of the marathon itself, and then the Principal 5K will start at 8:30, and hopefully we'll talk to some folks from Principal too.
Do you have any idea on the type of numbers that we'll see runners?
Yeah, I believe 8,500 or so signed up for all of the events combined. Usually the marathon is 1,500 to 2,000 people. The half marathon is very popular. It's a great half marathon, great course. Again, that home court advantage for local runners is attractive.
And I know just talking with some of the runners, it's, I don't want to say addicting, but once you start doing it, then you start looking for different marathons, different places to go, different ones to run, and it just kind of builds on itself as you get into the sport, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. You know, my intention when I ran my first marathon, and I was a runner, you know, I ran track and cross country in high school. I did a lot of short runs, 5Ks and 10Ks. And my wife did a marathon, and I kind of got sucked into that world. And my intention was to do 2. run Des Moines and qualify for Boston, and then run Boston. I still haven't run Boston, but I've run 6 marathons. And once you hit that distance, you sign up for the next one. Whether it's 6 months or 12 months away or sooner. Some people run quite a few a year. But yeah, it's addicting, and once you go that distance, you are hungry for more. As long as the body holds out.
You mentioned Boston and Chicago. Those are probably some of the goals or things that you shoot for, right? When you start, say you get started and you do the Des Moines Marathon, and you do a few more, and you think, well, maybe someday I get to where I can do Boston. I can do some of those bigger ones. It's kind of that goal and gives you something to shoot for, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Des Moines is a great place to start. Boston, you actually have to have a qualifying time for. So a lot of the folks running today will be shooting for their Boston qualifying time. It's actually pretty challenging. You have to run a good race. You have to have a great day. I've missed Boston by a minute and a half twice, so I know about trying to qualify for Boston. Chicago, you can just sign up, but it fills up. New York is another big one that it fills up. You can run qualifying races and qualify on time and get in, but you can also just enter the lottery and cross your fingers. But New York is a huge marathon. Really, any of the big cities. They're fun to visit. They're big marathons. You're always running with someone, and it's just being part of an event as much as running a marathon.
Yeah, and that is another thing. You mentioned that, and you meet a lot of different people. You talk to each other about your goals and how you did, and you make friendships, and that all builds through the sport as you go along, and that's why I think the runners get this companionship. They get this group that grows as you get into the sport more, don't you?
You really do. I've got friends that I made while training for my first marathon, and we're still friends today, and that was just 15 years ago. This is the 15th Des Moines Marathon. So you spend a lot of time together, and you do a lot of talking. You do a 3-hour training run on Saturday morning, and you've just got a lot of time, and there's nothing to do but talk. So you get to know each other very well.
Let's talk a little bit about this course and where it goes here for people who might be watching. Tell them where it goes.
Well, it's a new course this year, so runners are going to experience some different parts of town than they're used to in the marathon. From Coles Commons, we're going to head south to Martin Luther King, and then kind of wind our way over to Grand, go west on Grand, and hit Polk Boulevard by the Art Center there, head into the Drake neighborhood. The marathoners get to do a lap of the Blue Oval at Drake.
Cool.
Which is very cool. Yeah, that's a highlight for a lot of
newly refurbished too, isn't it?
Newly refurbished, yeah. I think this might be the first event on the new track. That's about mile 8 or 9.
Right.
They'll head back down at the Art Center. They'll take the trail into Waterworks Park, and we used to go around the loops of Waterworks Park, but now they'll turn left and head straight into town, straight into Grays Lake. Come back to Martin Luther King, where they'll kind of go by the finish line here, which is sometimes hard to do when you know the finish is 2 blocks away,
yeah.
and you're heading back out for another 9 miles. But they'll head up and around the Capitol, and that's going to be an interesting hill. I'll be anxious to talk to runners when they get back to see how they felt about the hill going up towards the Capitol.
Yeah,
it's late in the race.
I was going to say, I was trying to picture this in my mind as you laid it out, and what kind of grades are we looking at? Is that probably the worst or the steepest when you get up that way toward the Capitol?
Yeah, it's not the longest. Going up Grand will be the longest, but it's a pretty gentle climb.
Yeah, it's a gradual there, yeah.
Yeah, that won't hurt too bad. They'll pay for it later.
Yeah.
But the one on Grand is, the Des Moines Triathlon finishes up there, and runners talk about that hill kind of being the stinger in the tail of the triathlon, and I think the runners will find that today, and there will be a lot of walking up.
Yeah, you're kind of heading, as you said, toward that finish line, but then you got that last grade there to go up, and you'll tell how well your training is gone when you get to that, won't you?
Right. It's fairly late in the race. That being said, once you're up there, it's all downhill to the finish line. So you've got a nice kind of ramp.
Well, we're here at the IMT Des Moines Marathon, getting ready for the start of the race. We'll have some interviews and other things for you, but we're going to take a break. Dar Danielson, Dave Mabel will take a break and be back with more of our coverage of the Des Moines Marathon after this.
It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving northwest and central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes central bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Poor eating habits and lack of exercise have contributed to a doubling of childhood obesity. The YMCA knows that lifestyle habits such as healthy eating and physical activity will help reverse this trend. The Y offers programs for kids of all ages, from preschool through high school. Water babies to swim teams, basketball, summer camps, flag football, child watch, and even lacrosse. If your family is serious about living an active and healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of your healthier family.
The fireplace is the heart of your family's home. Picture your family warm and cozy in front of a heat and glow fireplace from the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. Fireplace Superstore has the largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts in central Iowa. Let our fire experts help you find the fireplace that best fits your family's lifestyle. Adding comfort and warmth to your home is much easier than you think. Come see the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. No one builds a better fire. Fireplace Superstore, 109th in Douglas, just west of Homemakers.
Welcome back to Coles Commons. Dar Danielson, Dave Mabel here on CISN.TV, getting ready to bring you the Des Moines Marathon. And we're having the camera pan over and see there's a lot of action here as the runners are getting ready. A lot of people, all shapes and sizes, colors, and different types of shoes and outfits. And everybody has a little bit different way that they prepare, Dave, to run this, don't they?
Yes, they do, and you said all shapes and sizes. I'm always impressed at the folks who do this. You know, you think the perception may be that you've got to have a certain body type to be able to run something like a marathon, and that's just not true. You see folks out here, short, tall, slim, not slim, young, old. It's really something. If you put your mind to it and you put the training to it, anybody can get through a marathon.
Yeah, I came across a couple guys, real tall guys, and I think, man, you don't think it. You know, you always think sometimes the runners, the real thin guys,
Right.
but these guys stocky, big, but they're going to run it. You know, different types, as you say. If you get out there and you train, anybody can do it and run it. You know, now you set your own time zone, your own goals. Not
Right.
everybody's going to be that elite runner and everything, but that's the importance of it, is doing what you do for yourself and set your goals and how you improve and how you run for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I think that's why marathons are so popular. It's a challenging distance. It's something to tick off the bucket list, but it's you and your own clock. You get to decide what you want to shoot for. It doesn't matter what place you get. Nobody ever asks what place you got. You know, everybody says, what time did you get and how close was it to your goal? You know, oh, I ran a 5-hour marathon and my goal was a 5.5. Great, you know, that's worth celebrating. Yeah, it's all about you and your own personal challenge, and that usually centers around a clock. Or just finishing. A lot of folks here just want to cross the finish line.
Yeah, and especially maybe if it's some of those newbies that are out for the
Right,
first
for
time, you
sure.
know, because you out there and you train, but it's different when you're in the pack of people and the adrenaline gets pumping a little bit because of the race and all that's going on, and then you kind of want to test yourself. How did I do? How did I prepare? What's this like? And it's that first experience that you get out there on the road.
It's funny you say that. I remember the steps I took when I went beyond my longest run. It's like, oh, I've done 18 miles, and now I'm at 18 and a quarter miles,
Yeah.
18 and a half miles. And the same is true on a marathon. You watch those miles tick by, and as you enter new territory, a lot of the runners will have done 20 miles, once, twice, some of them even 3 times in their training plan. So it'll go beyond 20 miles. It's uncharted territory. And you hit that with some curiosity, wondering, am I going to hold up? When is that wall going to hit me? And sometimes it hits you hard, and sometimes people get through it if they did their training right and they did their race strategy right. It's pretty easy to mess up that race strategy, and that's what the wall has a lot to do with that. But yeah, as you go beyond where you've been, you kind of have some curiosity in that.
Well, we're here at Coles Commons getting ready for the start of the race here for the Des Moines Marathon, and everybody's kind of lining up, getting into place here as we're, about 9-10 minutes away from the start, and it is overcast, a little foggy on the outskirts as you're coming in. Then we're kind of in an open area a little bit where the fog is cleared, but you can see it up at the tops of the buildings here this morning. Not too bad, though, about 70 degrees, I think it was. Or was it? Yeah, around there.
It's a high. Yep.
What we're at right now, get a check here. We're at 60, but we're going to be up around 70, I think, as it warms up. We may not get to that this morning, but right now, not a bad temperature. It's not raining, so again, pretty good conditions to be out there running in, isn't it?
Beautiful conditions to start in. I know some of the runners are not looking forward to seeing the sun.
Yeah.
As the fog burns off, that sun is supposed to come out. That can drain you as the day wears on. But right now, it's perfect conditions to start a marathon. I know that they're very excited to not see the sun. The fog is a gift this morning.
Now, there were several people coming up here taking pictures in front of us, and at first I thought they were trying to take pictures with you. Then I realized, no, they're shooting the video board behind us that says Des Moines Marathon on it, but maybe they tried to get you in the picture and then crop me out later or something. But
well, if they got me in their picture, they probably broke the lens on their camera, so I apologize to everybody who did that.
Now through the race, is there water stations or things, and how do they keep hydrated? How's that work in this race?
They start, it might go 2 miles or 3 miles before the first water station, and they'll be every couple miles for a while. And then at some point in the race, there'll be a water stop every mile, and you look forward to that. Sometimes you go mile by mile.
I know during the Olympics, I watched some of those races, and of course that's a whole different level, but you see there how the runners are almost drafting each other and all that strategy with the packs and things here, and this is different. This is going to be out where everybody's running, trying to get their time, and you're trying not to step on somebody and get, as you get started and everything, but it's a level where it's a fun level. It's there's an excitement for runners as they get out here, isn't there?
For sure, and getting rid of the pre-race jitters will be the first mile. Will be just kind of getting rid of the pre-race jitters. Now they're introducing the elite athletes behind us right now, and now that's all about strategy. They're here for some money. They're here for competition.
Oh, they brought us some coffee here from Java Joe's. That's
Java
nice.
Joe's, thank you. We appreciate the Joe. Delicious, thank you.
Which I especially need this morning, eating up this early.
Right,
yeah.
right.
You're talking about the elite athletes and that.
Yep.
And,
we've got a tape of introduction of the elite athletes that happened yesterday, so we'll show that later in the day. But there's some fast folks from Kenya here. I want to say 6 or 7 guys are sub 2:15 marathoners, which is fast.
Very, yeah.
And they didn't They didn't play all their cards out yesterday, but they indicated a sub 210 might be within the realm of possibilities today if the weather. Now, for the next 2 hours, if it stays foggy like this, there's possibility we could see them in 2 hours, 10 minutes. More likely it'll be 2:13, 2:14, but they'll stay together as a pack. They'll run as a pack for most of the race. My guess is on that hill around the Capitol, somebody will push the pace and try and break away, and that's where the move will be made. The women's race is a little thinner, if you will. There's a few women who are 2:30 marathoners, 2:25 marathoners. We'll see what they can do. There won't be, of course, they'll be running with men, and they'll be running with some of the, not the front group, but they'll be in second or third pack. So they'll have guys to ride with or run with and kind of strategize their day and decide when they're going to make their move. So
Now, talk about getting up early morning. Usually I get up, and have breakfast and that. When you're running a race, what's the, do you eat something special, or what do you try to prepare? How do you get your body ready to get the energy and stuff for running that race? What do most people do for that?
We've got national anthem. I'll get to that.
Okay, yeah.
In 2 minutes. Okay, great.
A couple minutes. Come on. Okay.
Everybody has their own routine. Mine was 2 packets of oatmeal at least an hour before I ran, if not more, because kind of got to get rid of it. A little coffee. I like coffee before I run. Some people have eggs and bacon and hash browns. Some people have pancakes. Some people have nothing. Maybe they'll have a banana. Your stomach is a big part of the race, and managing the gastrointestinal tract along the 26 miles is something everyone has to figure out through their training on their own.
Yeah, that's something I suppose you probably build, knowing what you need to build and eat for energy to fuel your body, working up to it and getting ready for the race.
Yep.
We're here at the Des Moines Marathon. They're going to have the national anthem here in just a little bit. The race is set to go at 10, and about 3 or 4 minutes away from that, as we're in Coles Commons here, watching the events as we get ready to take off. And you can see there's to our right is a stage where the announcer is talking about some of the things that are going on, introducing some of the runners. And they talked with a guy who had he's running his 200th marathon here, so a lot of different types of people. We talked about, running those marathons and building out it. He's going for number 200 here. So
yes, I call him crazy.
Crazy. All right, Dar Daniels and Dave Mabel here at Coles Commons, and let's break for the national anthem.
Can I go videotape?
Star Spangled Banner here this morning as we get set for the Des Moines Marathon. Dar Danielson with you. And Coles Common, minute 45 is the countdown clock as we get ready to go. And you can see now on the big screen behind me here, the start line, as all the runners are set to go in anticipation of the start of this race. See a lot of different colored shoes there, the pinks, the greens, the blues. Is everybody ready to go here? Still, as you say, overcast as you look up to the top of the buildings here in this Coles Commons area. It's kind of clear out a little bit, but out on the course you might encounter a little more fog. And here we go. They're getting lined up to get started. As about to get this race underway. And 5K will be at 8:30. You see the line of runners stretches all the way across here and around. 30 seconds to the start. Feel a little bit of the mist coming down here on us. Here we go. Here's the start. They're off. You see the blur of athletes running by on the big screen here. Wheelchair participant go by. Quite a sight. I can look around from right here to the start line at my right and all the way around. You kind of see the athletes filling through up toward the start. Some of them holding signs for the time that they'd like to accomplish. See them all starting their watches as they hit the start line. And here we go. Underway at the Des Moines Marathon. Still funneling through here. Just a mass of runners. They come down and make the turn and head toward the start line. Moving on through here, you can see shot across as they come down the street, make the turn. Now we'll pan back to the big screen over here. You see behind me the runners coming through the start line. As we move on through. Live coverage of the Des Moines Marathon on CISN.TV. Let's take a break of our coverage of the Des Moines Marathon. We'll do that. We'll come back with more coverage right after this.
miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we got it all.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Catch the wave.
Welcome back to the Des Moines Marathon on CISN.TV. Dar Danielson along with Dave Mabel. And Dave looked like a clean start. No bumping, no buddy running into each other. We got off real well here at the start of the Des Moines Marathon, huh?
Yeah, that front group, they create their own space for sure. They're respectful. They know how to race. But you know what's interesting? We just got word that the lead runners have already gone through the 1 mile mark. And there's still people
still going,
who have not crossed the starting line. There's a lot of people. I see somebody carrying American flag out there. They'll carry that the whole way in honor probably of our veterans.
Now, that would drive me a little crazy if I was at the back there waiting to get around to the start line. That's just the type of person I'd be wanting to elbow my way up, get to the start. But especially if you're a veteran marathoner, you're kind of used to that, how to, get your start in the pack and go up to the line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I will say things changed, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, the invention of the chip.
Yeah.
Chip timing. It used to be somebody said on your mark, set, go, and they started the stopwatch. And when you cross the finish line, that's when the stopwatch stopped. But now your own stopwatch doesn't start until you cross the starting line. So that introduced patience into the
I would still be impatient. That's just, you know me. That's the type of guy I like to. But anyway, we're kind of seeing now, they are kind of getting toward the end here. The runners coming through over here to our right as they go across through the start line. And you kind of see a variety of people kind of, different speeds here as you get to the start line, aren't there?
It looks like somebody pushing some strollers. I don't know if those are athletes with disabilities being pushed or if it was somebody pushing their kids. As you can see, all shapes and sizes do this thing, and they'll take their time. The marathon course is open for 7 hours today.
Oh.
So a lot of folks will use all 7 hours, and I believe that's till 3 o'clock today, if my math is right.
Yeah, that'd be Yep.
So they'll be out there. Some folks take even longer. They do a lot of walking. Primarily, they'll walk the event, and after the 7 hour mark, they'll take to the sidewalks because the streets are open back up.
Mm-hmm.
So. They just know that the finish line will still be here, and they'll get their time. But
what's that? for your average everyday runner, what kind of time are we looking at? Not the elite, but the ones that kind of do it. What's a good time for them, or what do you kind of look at for them?
A lot of people run 3.5 to 4.5 hours. 3.5 hours is a good time. That's a solid runner. Anything under that is very respectable. But I would say I always like to call it the rat in the gut of the snake. The kind of the top of the bell curve is probably a better way to say that. But is 3.5 to 4.5 hours.
Then what kind of events happen here after the race? When they finish, what kind of things go on?
Food.
Food. Obviously,
they like food. And there's a lot of food. I see noodles. I see Quick Trip is here. Hy-Vee's got cookies here, fruit here.
I see signed barbecue sliders and all kinds of things,
You really don't know what you're going to be hungry for. I will say that you're generally not hungry for anything with sugar in it. You've been eating goo packs. You've been eating, kind of gummy bear type of things with electrolytes or salt in them all along the course. You've been drinking sports drink, so you're kind of sick of sugar.
Yeah.
So the sliders, I see Jethro's is out there. Sliders will be popular. I would think the noodles will be very popular. You look for something, that salty broth that might come in the noodles would be craved.
Yeah, it's probably either, it's going to vary when you get done. You might be, a little time and then you're really hungry, or it might take a half hour and then you're real hungry. You might, drink a little bit, and it just all kind of depends on the person, I suppose.
Well, it depends on the person and the day. I finished a marathon and been famished and couldn't wait to go out to eat and have craved a certain thing. And there's other times I just couldn't eat, and didn't eat for the rest of the day, and it just didn't feel good. So it kind of depends on the day and depends on how your body reacted to the run.
Well, it'd be nice if we had the drone live on the course right now, but I understand we may have some drone footage later on we can look at of the race.
Yep, we'll get that up as as soon as he lands and brings it over. But my son, aerospace engineer student at Iowa State, so he's likes flying a drone, and came down. Chris Birch requested some aerial footage, so hopefully we'll get that plugged in and show it a little bit later. But from above, you can really see the size of the crowd and how.
Does will these weather conditions affect that at all on flying that, or is that not as
I
big
did
issue?
get a text from him, and he said I won't be up long because of the moisture.
Yeah.
But he was able to get up. If it's raining, he can't fly, but the fog was okay. He is going to go back out on the course, maybe up around Drake, get some footage, and hopefully Grays Lake. It depends on how easily he's able to drive around town. A lot of the streets are closed off in Des Moines, and it can be tough to get around in a car. But
yeah, some of it is having lived here. You kind of know a little bit where the streets are to go if you get blocked or come through and that. But probably a little more challenging for people coming in out of town who don't drive the because like I came in this morning and saw one street blocked, and I just got to move over to here to go to there and stuff. So it's a lot of different changes in the streets as we move through here this morning.
Yep. I see we've got a guest from Team in Training that we're going to talk to.
All right.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll take a break and come back with a guest here. You're watching live coverage of the Des Moines Marathon here on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools. Ask you to call 811 before you dig. Have annual furnace inspections. And be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
It's Chevy Truck Month in Waukee, and with bonus tag savings, get up to 20% off select new 2017 Silverado 1500s, new Silverado Double Cab LT 4x4, $289 a month, new Spark, $13,999, up to 20% off select new Silverado HDs, Malibus, and Trax, and up to 25% off select new 16 Chevy Cruises. Save big in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Welcome back to the Des Moines Marathon. Dar Danielson here at Coles Commons as the marathon is underway. Live coverage here on CISN.TV. Joining me now is Janine Laughlin from Team in Training. And explain what that is. What is Team in Training?
So Team in Training is a fundraising campaign for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society where our teammates fundraise to help find a cure for blood cancers and train for endurance events at the same time. So we offer a hike. Last year it was in Grand Canyon. This year our hike is going to be in Yosemite. We do marathons and half marathons. We do triathlons, and we do century bike rides. So.
Wow. So you train together as a group, and talk a little bit about that and how the training goes.
We sure do. We usually do a 12 to 16-week training plan, and we all get together usually on Saturday mornings and Wednesday afternoons, just depending on which sport they're training for. So just depending on what works for their schedule. Sometimes we do swims on Sunday afternoons. So we try to make it work for everybody and hope that everybody comes out and trains as a team, because that's what's more fun.
How many people do you have in the marathon?
So today in the marathon we have 6 who fundraised for Team in Training Leukemia Lymphoma, and we have about 10 alumni who are running just as a practice run, getting ready for our big marathon in Las Vegas on November 13th. We're taking 54 people out there, so we have a big team, and we're really excited about that. It's a great national event for Team in Training, so there'll be over 700 Team in Training participants from across the nation. So,
and I got to think out there, the weather conditions are going to be just a little bit different than they're here in October in Iowa, huh?
Right. But we've had all kinds of weather conditions to train for. We've had the extreme heat. We've had a little bit of cold. This is a perfect day for those teammates to get out and train. It's a little bit chillier, so I don't know what to expect in Vegas.
Right. Let's talk about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and why raising funds for that, and talk a little bit about the history of that.
Yeah, there's 100 people a day get diagnosed with blood cancers, and our whole mission is to find a cure, and in the process we're finding great treatments for all types of cancers, not only blood cancers, but it's more far-reaching. Since 2006, 40% of cancer treatments have been discovered through fundraising and research from Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So we're helping, breast cancers, pancreatic cancers, many different types of cancers, as well as rheumatoid arthritis. So, there's a huge need out there. We also have patient services where we can share grant money with patients who are struggling financially. So we're very passionate about the work that we do and the help that we're giving to other people. So Team in Training's been around since 1988, where Bruce Cleland got together a group of people to run the New York Marathon and raise money for leukemia lymphoma. And his daughter was a blood cancer patient at that time, and it took off from there. So we're very excited about Team in Training. We're the leader in research and training events. So
Well, That's cool. If somebody's out there, they're seeing this and say, hey, that sounds like something I might be interested in and getting involved in, where do they go? How do they find out more about your organization?
Sure, they can go to teamintraining.org, all spelled out, and it will list the events that are offered, and they have an option to put in their zip code, and it'll take them to our events that we're offering here locally with local training teams. We're recruiting for our spring-summer events, which we'll start training for at the end of January. So we've got some great options for that. We've got the Nashville Marathon and Half Marathon coming up in April. We've got a Grand Fondo New York bike ride in May. Yeah, that's a 100-mile bike ride. Starts on the George Washington Bridge and ends up in Fort Lee, New Jersey. So some great scenery, some great challenging hills, but a great bike ride. And we have the Pacific Grove Triathlon in June, which is out in Monterey, California. So you can't ask for a more perfect scenery.
That sounds like, man, you're doing something for a good cause, plus you get to go all over the United States, see these beautiful places, and I imagine get together with some great people and do some good things. It sounds like
work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Everybody has a great time.
Have a lot of fun. And talk about the marathoners who are running today from team training. What are they expecting to do? Are they hardcore? Or they've done a few, or starters? What kind of level are we talking about?
Well,
here?
we have all levels.
All
I have
levels?
some who have been training for about 16 weeks. I have some who just signed up last week and decided to jump in and do it. And so everybody's kind of at a different. I have a participant who's doing the I-35 challenge. So he was down in Kansas City yesterday and is up here running today. So we really have quite a variety in that. We take pride in that with Team in Training because we are, we take everybody. We take all levels, all skill levels, people who haven't ever done anything before to people who have done many events. So we've got survivors, we've got families who are raising money for their, loved ones. So we take everybody. We like everybody to have fun. So
let's talk about the fundraising part of that too. How do they do that? Do they take pledges? And then we'll talk. If someone's out there watching and saying, "Yeah, I knew somebody," or I'm interested in helping out with the funding. How does that work?
Sure. As soon as somebody signs up for an event with Team in Training, they get a fundraising page generated through LLS. And they also have the option to sign up for an app, which they can take money right there on their phone via credit card or check. And a lot of our teammates send out letters to friends and family. They also post a lot on social media, so that link to their fundraising page also, they post on social media, and that they generate. A lot of our participants do fundraising events. We have people who do golf events, chili cook-offs. So there's many ways for them to raise money. People come up with all kinds of creative ways. I have a couple of gals who are doing Las Vegas. They're doing a takeoff on Pokemon Go, so they're doing like a wine go kind of thing for women. So yeah,
sounds cool. Okay. Well, we appreciate you taking some time out to talk with us about this, and good luck to the team. And man, sounds like I might have to come with you guys on some of these trips.
We
and
would
go
love
around
to
there.
have you. That would be great.
I don't know the marathon, but maybe the bike. I could get on there and do that.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah,
that sounds like you got a lot of varied things, a lot of interesting people, and a lot of good stuff to do.
We do.
So.
We're very fortunate.
Janine, all right, Janine Laughlin here with Team in Training. Here we're at the Des Moines Marathon, and I think we're going to take a break here, and we'll come back with more of our coverage here. And if I can get my
I don't know what they're doing over there.
We'll let you go if you want to take off the
thanks for
headset.
having me.
Appreciate
Yep,
you
bet.
coming on in, and we're here at the Des Moines Marathon, and the race is underway, and a lot of different things going on, and we'll hope to get some other guests for you to talk to this morning as we're here on the stage in Coles Commons, and the runners out on the course, and we'll get you an update too on where everything's going as we move along here. Dave Mabel is here. He's been around on the course looking for different things, and we'll give you an update on some more things that are going on. We talked about we'll have some drone footage of the race out there, some other video, I believe, of the race and some of the participants coming up. But thousands of people out on the streets of Des Moines this morning, so if you're out there coming down toward this area, be aware of that. We're going to take a break now. We'll be back with more of our coverage on CSN.TV of live from the Des Moines Marathon.
bonus tag savings, get up to 20% off select new 2017 Silverado 1500s. New Silverado Double Cab LT 4x4, $289 a month. New Spark, $13,999. Up to 20% off select new Silverado HDs, Malibus, and Trax. And up to 25% off select new 16 Chevy Cruises. Save big in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Poor eating habits and lack of exercise have contributed to a doubling of childhood obesity. The YMCA knows that lifestyle habits such as healthy eating and physical activity will help reverse this trend. The Y offers programs for kids of all ages, from preschool through high school. Water babies to swim teams, basketball, summer camps, flag football, child watch, and even lacrosse. If your family is serious about living an active and healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of your healthier family.
The fireplace is the heart of your family's home. Picture your family warm and cozy in front of a heat and glow fireplace from the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. Fireplace Superstore has the largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts in central Iowa. Let our fire experts help you find the fireplace that best fits your family's lifestyle. Adding comfort and warmth to your home is much easier than you think. Come see the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. No one builds a better fire. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas, just west of Homemakers.
Welcome back to Coles Commons here in downtown Des Moines. Dar Danielson with you live on CISN.TV for the Des Moines Marathon and the Principal 5K this morning. The marathon is underway. We got started about a half hour in now as the runners took off and around the streets of Des Moines. They're going to wind up and around Drake University. They'll take a lap on the blue oval there, come back down around and go up toward the Capitol, up the grade there and through. We're in the Coles Commons area here where they have all kinds of things set up with food and all kinds of different things set up for the runners when they get through with the race here. And we're going to hopefully be talking with some more guests as we move along through this morning. We're going to be live here most of the day covering the Des Moines Marathon and bringing you coverage. We hope to have some drone footage from out on the course that Dave Mabel has said his son is out there and taking that from different spots along the course this morning. Beautiful day. You can't hardly beat this for, October, 62 degrees. A little foggy out there, but you can kind of tell here in the Coles Commons area as you look around, it's kind of cleared out among the buildings. As you look out over the tops of the buildings, you can see a little foggy and everything. But as you look around, they have the stage set up over here, and then there's various food vendors. They're getting their food ready for the runners when they come through and finish up here. And of course, this area was underwent a massive redo here. You have the iconic umbrella over here, and then you have some other features that have been put in, and it's just a great area. They have the stands set up as the runners will come through at the finish line this morning. So, yeah, about a half hour into the race here from the start as looking over there, the official clock at 29:40. So we will kind of give you an update when we can on the runners out on the course and what's going on with that, and try to talk to some of the other people involved here this morning at the Des Moines Marathon. And Dave Mabel will be back. We'll be talking with him a little bit about what's going on. And he's over there trying to wrangle me some more of the guests. There's a lot of things going on. And excuse me, trying to pull them in here this morning. And a lot of people here kind of waiting for the runners to support, as they come through to the finish line. They'll be cheering and supporting them as they come on through and then make their way in here and get their warm down and food and everything. And not a lot of action going on here, just preparation for the finish of the race here this morning in the Des Moines Marathon. Right here in downtown Des Moines, they take off and head up. This is the 5K getting started here. The principal 5K now is taking off. And you'll see them coming around in front of the camera around the corner there, and there they go. And they get a little bit better pace to start compared to the marathon runners. And we're off with the 5K here. The marathon runners already out on the course as we move along this morning. And you see them making their way through. Today's coverage brought to you by Bankers Trust, Catch Des Moines, IMT. And as we continue with live coverage throughout the day here for Des Moines Marathon, and now the principal 5K is just taken off here. And you can see the runners making their way through here to my right. We're on the stage here at Coles Commons. And once again, not quite as big a pack of runners for the 5K, but they're moving through and across. And you can kind of see some of them kind of slowly starting, others picking up the pace here as they cross the start line. And that'll start their time as we get moving here. We're going to have some guests coming up for you in just a little bit as we watch the running action. We're live at the Des Moines Marathon here. Let's take a break. We'll do that. We'll come back with more of our live coverage here on CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we got it all.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuffed taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Since 1973, thousands of Central Iowans have caught the wave to Waters Autoland in Indianola. Waters always has over 100 pre-owned vehicles in stock, with over half being one-owner trade-ins. If you're looking for a new vehicle, check out our inventory of Buicks and GMCs, or go to watersautoland.com to see our entire stock. And remember, cars are always cheaper in the country.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
It's Chevy Truck Month in Waukee, and with bonus tag savings, get up to 20% off select new 2017 Silverado 1500s. New Silverado Double Cab LT 4x4, $289 a month. New Spark, $13,999. Up to 20% off select new Silverado HDs, Malibus, and Trax, and up to 25% off select new 16 Chevy Cruises. Save big in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Welcome back to CISN.TV's live coverage of the Des Moines Marathon and the Princeton 5K road race. Joining him now is Chris Birch, Director of Racing Events. And wow, things off to a good start here this morning, huh?
That's right. We got them out of Coles Commons, and they're out on the road.
And there's no fog right in here, and the temperature's about right. It's a pretty good weather day, really.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit of a roller coaster. It warms up a few degrees and cools off and mists over, and so, it'll be a good day for the runners. As you know, it's been kind of a warm summer here in Iowa.
Yeah.
So this race is 70% state of Iowa residents.
Uh-huh.
They've been training through this weather over the summer, and so they're ready to go.
So they're able to handle the road conditions, and no rain. That's good, And sometimes in October we get a little chillier area, but this has just got to be just perfect for them, huh?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different day for us. Usually we're a low in the 40s about now, and a high in the low 60s. And we're already at that temperature. So many of the runners will be done before it get warm in the afternoon. So
now I know we saw them. They start off here, and everybody takes off running, and that's the start of the event. But the planning and all that took off a long time ago, didn't it?
That's right. This is a brand new course for the IMT Des Moines Marathon. In fact, it's the most course changes that we've made in 1 year since 2006. And many of these changes, the planning process for that actually started before last year's race. So it's been more than 1 year in work, and there's a lot of anxiety, and you want everyone to like the work that you've done and the work that you put into it. And so the final verdict is out there right now. We'll find out soon what people think of the course.
How do you determine that? What do you look at to determine where the course is going to go?
There's really a wide range of factors that you look at. One of the most important ones is the city of Des Moines and the streets that you can run through and the streets that you can close. And our city is under a lot of development right now in the downtown area, so that's impacted our course, and part of the reason that we have a new course this year. So construction, and then once you get through that, you want to kind of look at what the runners are looking for, get their feedback, what their interest points are. And then you start getting selfish and you think about what, of the landmarks of Des Moines that you want to try to incorporate in your course. And so that brought us to Drake University for a number of years.
Right.
This year we're going around the Iowa State House. We run by the governor's mansion. We run by the mayor's house. We go through Grace Lake Park, show off our great city parks. So it's really a nice mixture. And then we add in a lot of the awesome neighborhoods of Des Moines in there as well.
Yeah, there's just people sometimes think of Des Moines and they think, the big city, they just think of maybe the capital and some of the buildings they see on the interstate as they drive by. But you go into some of these neighborhoods and you see the beautiful trees and the streets. And then, the blue oval at Drake is, of course, iconic. And then
that's right.
Yeah, and then you come up in the Golden Dome of the Capitol, and let's not forget Terrace Hill, too, and all that. So there's just so much to showcase here for not just the runners, but to see as they go along, isn't it?
That's right. And, we're hosting the Marathon Maniacs and the Half Fanatics this year. They're having their fall reunion. We attract athletes from all 50 states. We've got over 12 countries. Some of the runners running in the IMT Des Moines Marathon today have never been to Des Moines, let alone Iowa. And we receive feedback over the years of how scenic, how pretty, how green, and how clean Des Moines is. They really love our course. There must be some sort of stereotype that we're going to be running them through some cornfields or past a barn or something like that. So they're just amazed that it's mostly neighborhoods and city streets. But they really enjoy running here and come back each year.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I had to go to Cedar Rapids yesterday, and coming back, I saw some of the farmers out there trying to get the crops in. And,
sure.
And you think, if you're on the interstate coming through Iowa, you see that,
right.
And that's great because that's what we're known for. But there's so much more here, and especially you talked about the stuff going on in Des Moines with this Coles Commons was redone. You have the all parts of the city undergoing renovation. There's cranes and open holes and things.
Right.
And so it's kind of neat that people see that different part of Iowa and see the new different parts of it.
That's right. Yeah, it's great for us to come back to this newly renovated Coles Commons and be able to use it for our athletes and show it off. So it's a lot of fun. Great support from IMT, Principal Financial Group, Bankers Trust, Shields. We really have some great sponsors out there. Mercy has stepped up to the plate and really kicked off our event yesterday with the Mercy 5-mile Live Up Loop and the Mercy Children's Hospital and Clinic's Junior Jog. So it's just a great community event. I've got over 1,500 volunteers out here today cheering on these runners and helping them have one of the most special days they'll have in their lives.
What do you and your staff do during the race? Now that it's going on, what kind of things do you have to watch for and take care of?
We're constantly monitoring the race, seeing where the athletes are at, seeing how supplies are going, seeing how the traffic is flowing. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. I have over 45 members on the race committee, and they're out in their different areas doing their different areas of expertise in that sort, and I'm kind of buzzing around monitoring it all. So we're off to a smooth start. I'm sitting here chatting with you, and the runners are running through Des Moines. So
yeah, nothing to panic about. No major red flags or anything out there yet, huh?
That's right. Well, we'll keep an eye on this temperature. We'll see how the runners are doing. But right now it's cool and moist out, and they should have a good day out there.
If people are watching it, where's a good place if they want to come and kind of watch the runners and cheer them on here this morning?
We've created some family-friendly cheer zones at Drake University. Grace Lake Park is very difficult to get to because we have Fluor Drive closed for the runners.
Right.
But Fuzzy's Taco Shop on 3rd and MLK has a great cheer zone. Margaritas on East 6th and MLK has another cheer zone. You mentioned the Iowa State Capitol. People can get within about 2 blocks of the Capitol off of the East 6th exit of I-235, walk up to the Capitol grounds and cheer on the runners. So a lot of different ways to get around. But if you go to DesMoinesMarathon.com on our website, we have a cheers page on the website. Gives tips for people where to go and what to look for and how to cheer on the athletes.
So what's your day like today? When can you finally sit back, the feet up, and say, wow, another great day accomplished?
Yeah.
What's that going to be for you?
Hopefully around 8 p.m. tonight, and then it's a pretty solid 2 weeks of putting everything away, and then we'll start on 2017.
Then you just you kind of rest then until September, and then you bring out the plans and go again, right?
That's
Is
right.
That how it works?
That's right.
No.
It's 11 months off, and then 1 month of working really hard.
Yeah,
That's right.
No, a lot more to it than that, isn't there?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you joining us this morning, and it's fun to see. I was parked and come up the street and just see the excitement of the people, the runners, as they're kind of coming up, and looking forward to this. And then you see them over here standing and ready to go and all that. And it's just a fun event and really showcases the city well, doesn't it?
Yeah, many of these people have been really training and preparing this for the last 4 or 5 months of their lives. So the race day actually becomes the celebration of all the hard work and dedication that they've put in. And it sincerely is a life-changing event for them.
Okay, Chris Birch, Director of Racing and Events here for the Des Moines Marathon. We're going to take a break from our coverage here on CISN.TV. We'll do that and be back with more after this.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Poor eating habits and lack of exercise have contributed to a doubling of childhood obesity. The YMCA knows that lifestyle habits such as healthy eating and physical activity will help reverse this trend. The Y offers programs for kids of all ages, from preschool through high school. Water babies to swim teams, basketball, summer camps, flag football, child watch, and even lacrosse. If your family is serious about living an active and healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of your healthier family.
The fireplace is the heart of your family's home. Picture your family warm and cozy in front of a heat and glow fireplace from the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. Fireplace Superstore has the largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts in central Iowa. Let our fire experts help you find the fireplace that best fits your family's lifestyle. Adding comfort and warmth to your home is much easier than you think. Come see the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. No one builds a better fire. Fireplace Superstore, 109th in Douglas, just west of Homemakers.
Welcome back to Coles Commons. Dar Danielson live with you on CISN.TV. And joining me now is Steve Whitty, the Principal Financial Group Vice President of Corporate Marketing. And we've got the Principal Financial 5K Road Race going on right now. And let's talk a little bit about that and your support of this race.
Sure. Well, you know, Dar, we always look to support things that build strong communities. So we think the 5K here, the Principal 5K, is a great way to do that. There are a lot of people out here trying to live their best lives, and that's what we're about, helping people live their best lives. And so it's a great thing for us.
When did you get involved in this and you know, talk about the decision to do that?
You know, actually, I don't know the history on how far we've been back, but it's been certainly the last several years. And this is something, when we look at things that we can do to build strong communities, that's the first filter that we use. But then we also look at things that align well with principle. And if you think about what it takes to run in an event like this, it takes some training, it takes some education. And so that's a great metaphor for what it takes to be successful in your financial life. You've got to make progress. You've got to achieve financial security. It takes an advisor at times to do that, a coach. And so it's a good metaphor for us from that standpoint as well. And again, the key thing is it's a vibrant activity for the community. It builds our community and makes it strong. So that's really what we're about. Yeah,
it's just a great showcase of what's been happening in Des Moines and a showcase for Iowa and some of the, you know, scenic things, Drake University, the Capitol and all that. It kind of shows that off, doesn't it?
You know, Des Moines right now is such a vibrant place. I've lived here much of my life, been in Washington, D.C. for a while, in St. Louis for a while. And to be living in a community like this where there's as much going on as there is in a very livable community, size community, is really a special place. And so we're very proud to be part of the Des Moines community. We've been here for 135 years. And so building Des Moines as a great community is important to us.
Do you have employees running in the races?
We do. In fact, I saw a couple of our people out there. John Deegan is one of our investor relations guys, and he was out there. I had to get him going a little bit. I had to wave him on a little bit and say, John, get going. This is a race. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing, too. The interesting thing is as they started, and I watch them on the screen here, you have all different kinds of levels and people, you know. Some are takeoff, some are jogging, some are walking, but it's the kind of thing, you set your own pace. You talked about it. You set your own goals, and you look to that end goal of finishing. And everybody's a little different, and that's the cool thing about it is with this race, isn't it?
That's right. It's it's a very democratic thing. People can start wherever they are, and they can make progress. And again, that's what's such a great tie for us when you think about your retirements or your investment or your insurance. Those are all things that you've got to make progress against, and that's why running is such a great metaphor for that.
See, we got a camera on there that's showing a little bit of the race. The race over there, I think. I'm not sure to figure out where that's at exactly. We've been trying to hook up our different cameras as we get going.
By the way, we really appreciate you guys being out here.
Well, thank you. It's fun to be out here, and I'm glad it's not raining.
And the temperature's reasonable.
That's
looks like 5K finish.
Okay, the 5K finish is coming up here, so and that's fun. And then the stuff afterwards too, where the race participants, their supporters, you get together, there's fellowship there, and you can talk about, well, I thought I could have done a little better, but I got to that hill and boom, and that's always a good thing too to help build.
It is, and the reason we like this event is because it's so vibrant. There's so much energy here, and it was before the race energy, people got butterflies and all that sort of thing, and but then after the race, they get a chance to talk with their friends and relatives and things. So it's all part of the process.
Okay, so they're telling me there's a big pack coming in for the 5K finish here, and I don't know if we can see that if it's coming on.
Yeah, there look like
camera.
some pretty strong runners out there.
Yeah,
when I saw the start, there's some really strong folks at the start of the race.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to come in
here.
here.
They come.
Yeah, what you can see on our video there as we're
Lots
talking
of cheers.
over it. Yeah. Have you ever run any of these
You know,
races?
I'm not a big runner because my knees don't allow that.
I hear you. Same kind
So,
of thing.
and that's why I admire these people so much because starting out to do something like this that's a journey, and to be able to stick with it and do it well, it's quite a challenge.
People want to find out more about Principal. Where can they go?
Principal.com.
Okay.
Yeah, we just launched a new brand image to the world. That's why new brand colors, new logo. And so we're trying to tell people that we're interested in helping with their financial security, and Principal's a partner in doing that. So it's been a great opportunity to help our customers.
You see the logo on there.
Yes.
And it's always interesting how, I don't know how you guys figure that all out, but you figure out the right kind of logo to present yourselves and all that, and you have people smarter than me that figure all that.
Well,
kind of
and
stuff
smarter
out,
than me
don't you?
too. I mean, so no, we actually just went through a fairly extensive process with that, and really the great thing about it is we tried to look at what is the culture of our company, and how can we represent the culture of our company, and we think we've got pretty good integrity and pretty good trust, and that was borne out by the research that we did with our customers. So we got some good validation of that.
Well, you see the runners coming in here on the 5K, and we appreciate you joining us this morning. And boy, it's just a good event here, and look forward to the 5K finishing up, the marathon finishing up, and just a lot of more good activities here showcasing Des Moines.
Very much so. Principal's very proud to be a part of it. So, Dar, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Steve Whitty, the Principal Financial Group Vice President of Corporate Marketing. Let's take another break. We'll do that. We'll come back with more of our live coverage here on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Poor eating habits and lack of exercise have contributed to a doubling of childhood obesity. The YMCA knows that lifestyle habits such as healthy eating and physical activity will help reverse this trend. The Y offers programs for kids of all ages, from preschool through high school. Water babies to swim teams, basketball, summer camps, flag football, child watch, and even lacrosse. If your family is serious about living an active and healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of your healthier family.
The fireplace is the heart of your family's home. Picture your family warm and cozy in front of a heat and glow fireplace from the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. Fireplace Superstore has the largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts in central Iowa. Let our fire experts help you find the fireplace that best fits your family's lifestyle. Adding comfort and warmth to your home is much easier than you think. Come see the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. No one builds a better fire. Fireplace Superstore, 109th in Douglas, just west of Homemakers.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your style, we got it all.
Welcome back to Coles Commons on CISN.TV, our live coverage of the Des Moines Marathon and the Principal 5K Road Race. The road race finishing up here this morning, and Dar Danielson with you, and joining me is Troy Neal, the Senior Marketing Manager of the IMT Group. And good morning. Thanks for joining us here.
Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about your involvement in these races.
Well, as far as IMT goes, I mean, we're the title sponsor of the marathon. Me personally, I'm Troy Neal, and I'm the Senior Manager of Marketing, like you mentioned, at IMT, and I'm also involved. I'm on the race committee, so very involved. We've got meetings every month throughout the year, and as it gets closer to the event, we have them every week pretty much. But I help out, as far as the PR and the marketing, also with all the volunteers, like at the start-finish line we have a water station here that's that has all of our employees at. Our employees have really embraced this event. We have over 70 employees and agents that are here today and throughout the weekend, helping and volunteering at the Sports Expo, and then also at the finish line with the water and the food, the medals. They're really, I mean.
So you're really into the core and involved in all
yeah,
this.
pretty much.
A lot of stuff here. And those meetings, when you plan it, just the basic planning and and getting things organized. Is that what those are?
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people think, you meet a week before the race and it all comes together. Just like with Chris Birch.
Yeah, I was kidding him. I said, so now Chris, after the race tonight, then you're done until September. Then you start planning the next race, right? And you go, oh yeah, it's 1 month of really hard work to plan. We have the race and then we're off for 11. But no, it doesn't work that way, does it?
No, that's not the case at all. I mean, with Chris Birch, I mean, I'm a business partner with him. Being with as far as our sponsorship goes. But I consider him a true friend as well too. We've got a good relationship there. Because, I mean, throughout the whole year, we are working together to make this a great event. And, yeah, before I got involved, I was in the same way. I thought the same thing, that there wasn't that much to do. But there really is. I mean, you have to plan so far ahead. You have to work with the Des Moines Police Department, with the street closures, constantly talking to the other sponsors as well, too, lining up all the food, the venues.
Right.
There's so much to it.
Tell us a little more about IMT.
Yeah, IMT, we've been the title sponsor since 2005. And, I mean, basically, IMT itself, I think the running community is starting to become more familiar with IMT. At first, people would say, what is IMT?
Right.
And I tell them, IMT, we're an insurance company. We go by the IMT group, and we have IMT Insurance and Wadena Insurance underneath the umbrella of it. But, yeah, we're an insurance company, and we sell insurance for homes, autos, businesses. All of our insurance is sold through independent insurance agents. So a lot of people say, well, I don't see that IMT insurance agent, out in the street or whatever. Well, a lot of time, I mean, all of it's sold through independent insurance agents, meaning, it could be Smith Insurance, and they sell for 5 different companies, and one of the companies is IMT. So, but yeah, so I think we're becoming a lot more visible, a lot more prominent now, and part of it is because of being a title sponsor of this race. I have a lot of people that will say, okay, now I know what IMT is. You guys own the marathon. Well, not necessarily. We're the title sponsor. We're still an insurance company, but people they recognize that with the name recognition and branding per se. So, it's going great. We're happy with that.
How many employees do you have here?
We have about 285 employees. And we're basically just in the Midwest.
Right.
We're just in the 6 states. We're in Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. So a lot of these runners too will say, I haven't heard of IMT before, but a lot of these runners here are coming from all over the U.S. And so we don't sell our insurance products in those states, so they might not be as familiar with IMT there as well too. But no, like I said, by only having 285 employees, and we have a huge ratio, or a huge chunk of our agents and insureds that are here today or here throughout the weekend.
Any employees running in the races there?
Yeah, we have over 60 employees and agents that are running the races today.
Oh, cool.
So, and then we have probably over 70 of them that are volunteering. So, I tell you, they really take pride and take ownership in this race. They take pride when they hear it called the IMT Des Moines Marathon. Sometimes the media or some other people will just call it just the Des Moines Marathon. Well, immediately they'll call me, they'll email me, they say, hey, did you hear so-and-so? They didn't call it the IMT Des Moines Marathon. Ideally, we want everybody to refer to it as the IMT Des Moines Marathon.
Right.
But they do. They take offense to that. And, we do our part as far as being the title sponsor. And Chris is really good at including us. But it's
a good team building, too, and building the camaraderie for your employees and the people that as far as that goes, too.
It really is. I mean, I've seen some employees where it's changed their lives. Basically, a lot of them will volunteer. The first time they're volunteering and they're handing out the water, the Gatorade at the finish line, they get so caught up and inspired by seeing these people finish. They're like, you know what? Next year, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna volunteer.
I'm gonna run,
but I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run an event. And a lot of them, they'll run the 5K first year, and they're like, I'll tell you what. Next year I'm gonna do the half. Next year they do the half, and some of them will say, the following year, I'm going to do the full marathon. And, it's a good fit for us. I mean, we like to give back to the community. We're always trying to promote health and fitness at IMT, too, and this is a perfect fit for us. And I know one employee, he was probably my size, overweight like me, but he started, he volunteered the first year, then he started running, and now he's running marathons like crazy. He's in great shape. And, it's totally changed his life.
We got a quick note here. Kevin Lewis, I guess, leads a half marathon, a 23-year-old, in about 60 minutes, they believe he'll be done. And, sometimes you see these big company names and you get a bad rap and people think all you're here is just to take money and make money. But there's an involvement in the community, and like you say, sometimes that doesn't get seen with what the employees do and what the company does with the community. And a lot of times people think, well, the company are just here for themselves. But for you to be successful, you want to be in a growing community and be involved with people too, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we if the communities prosper, we prosper. I mean, we want to give back to the community. That's a huge part of it. In fact, I had one gal had started at IMT just about a year ago, and she just recently told me, she's like, one of the reasons I came to work for you guys is I was on your website and I saw all the list of all of the charities and all the community involvement that you guys do, and one of the most important things is that you guys were sponsoring the IMT Des Moines Marathon. That was one thing that drew me to apply, and it's like I didn't realize how powerful that was. That was. I mean, I know it's a big deal, but I didn't realize that was a key factor for her to come to work for us. So I mean, it's huge. Yeah, I mean, and just to give back to the community. I mean, it's kind of a feel good story, feel good thing. I mean, just for community involvement like that, and each and every year we're striving to give back more to the community. We have a charitable giving committee that I'm on as well too, and we meet quarterly. You know, we have a set budget, and you know, choose what charities we're going to donate to. I know when we first became the title sponsor of this, it was 2005. Basically, they were not going to have the marathon that year. You know, they didn't have a sponsor. You're just looking around, and we thought, you know what? I mean, we're not a huge company, but like Principal, Wells Fargo, you see their names around it. They're sponsoring a lot of different things. This is a huge chunk of our budget, but we are happy to do that. Happy to be part of it.
I'm getting word that the leaders are on 2:20 pace for the marathon.
Wow.
Which a little under what I would be running. No. But, no. So a good pace going. We talked about that earlier, what we thought the pace might be with the conditions and that. So it sounds like they're on a pretty good pace here. Well, Troy Neal, we appreciate you joining us and talking about IMT and their title sponsorship here. If people want to know more about the company, where's your website? Where do they go to find out more?
Yeah, our website is www.imtins.com. Go to our website. You can locate an agent. We've got a spot right there. You can just either write your city, state, you can by zip code if you know the town, anything. You go there. We have numerous agents all over. A majority of our agents are in small communities, so chances are we probably do have an independent agent in the town where most people are located. And I know, like our slogan is "Be Worry Free with IMT."
Yeah.
So
yeah, hopefully now that you say that, you know, it does ring a bell there. Yeah, people remember that. Okay, well, we appreciate you, Troy, joining us this morning. Thanks a lot.
Yes,
and
thank you.
We'll let you go here and enjoy the rest of the events here on the great day, really, for this IMT Des Moines Marathon.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll do that and come back with more from the IMT Des Moines Marathon after this.
It's Chevy Truck Month in Waukee. And with bonus tag savings, get up to 20% off select new 2017 Silverado 1500s. New Silverado Double Cab LT 4x4, $289 a month. New Spark, $13,999. Up to 20% off select new Silverado HDs, Malibus, and Trax. And up to 25% off select new 16 Chevy Cruises. Save big in Waukee. Schottenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history. by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
At the Des Moines Marathon, here's some drone footage of the race. Dar Danielson along with Dave Mabel.
That's the start of the race. We got up in the air and 8,000 runners streaming below.
Wow, nice shot.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what you can do with that drone footage now. Kind of gives you a bigger view as you see wide there of the runners and coming through.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You don't get a sense of how many people are running this thing until you see them from above, and you see how many blocks are just filled from one edge to the other with runners.
And then it was kind of interesting because the 5K started a lot quicker, a lot shorter. You're not as many in the 5K, but yeah. And they were on what we say, a 2:20 pace.
Yeah, there's. I was hearing an update, and it sounds like there's a group of maybe 6 or 7 guys up front, and they're on about a 2:20 marathon pace. So doesn't sound like we're going to see a 2:10 this year.
Dar Danielson, Dave Mabel, you can see some of the cameras on the course there showing the runners.
Looks like that's a 5K finish.
Okay, yeah.
We're at about an hour 10 into the race, and we should be seeing the half marathon finishers shortly. It'll be hard to differentiate. Well, speed will probably help us differentiate. Who's winning the.
Well, they're kind of putting in different lanes, I think, aren't they, when they come in for the.
Yeah, they'll separate them right at the finish there.
Yeah.
I think the back of the 5K pack will be running a little different speed than the front of the half marathon pack. We've got somebody bringing the winners of the half marathon over after the race. It'll be a few minutes after the race, but we'll have the chance to talk to them.
Okay, Dar Danielson, Dave Mabel here, and so far everything going smoothly today. Weather's good, a little overcast, but not bad weather to be running in. And we're seeing now some of the participants here of the 5K getting food and kind of warming down and finishing up from that race.
Right. The food area is filling up. The food garden, I guess they call that this year, is filling up with 5Kers, and pretty soon it'll be filling up even more with half marathoners. The marathoners always hope there's a few bananas left.
Yeah. Key to get that potassium and stuff back into your system and all that. And let's see. So what else have we got? You said we'll have the half marathon winners coming up sometime here soon. And let's see, anything else we can talk about the races as they're going on?
Well, we're an hour 10 into it. So a lot of the folks won't even be a third of the way through. They'll be about a quarter of the way through. So if I do my math right, what's that, about 7 miles, 7 or 8 miles. A lot of folks will be completing in an hour. That would be heading up Polk Boulevard right now. We're actually hoping for some video from the Drake neighborhood. We'll get that plugged in later. It won't be live, but we'll replay that. Polk Boulevard is a bit of a hill heading up Polk Boulevard as they go up into the Drake neighborhood from Grand up to Ingersoll. But then kind of levels out through the Drake neighborhood.
And then they go around the track there, right?
Yeah, it's flat. That's flat going around the Drake Oval.
Probably a little cushier, and this pavement running on that are there particular things you do too to prepare you for doing that, or is that just
you run a lot?
You run a lot. Your regular training does that, and you get used to.
It does. There are some people who will intentionally run on soft surfaces, whether it's dirt trails or run on grass. through parks. But, most of the miles are done on asphalt or concrete. Asphalt is a little softer than concrete. It's got a little less of an impact, but is still, essentially concrete. But no, just running a lot and finding the right shoe. People will go through several pair of shoes in the training for a marathon and hopefully land on something they like.
And then you get a favorite pair that you kind of have to break in and get ready to go then?
Yeah, it's kind of a rule of thumb not to buy a pair of shoes for your marathon the night before a marathon. But it's been done for sure. Most people maybe 3 weeks before a marathon, they'll get a long run in on their marathon shoes. But yeah, a lot of folks will have a marathon. We're going to go to break here pretty shortly and be back with the half marathon finish.
Okay, let's do that. We'll take a break. We're live at Coles Commons with the IMT Des Moines Marathon. We'll take a break and come back with more after this.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all.
I like a warning.
Everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
Catch the wave to waters.
Since 1973, thousands of Central Iowans have caught the wave to Waters Autoland in Indianola. Waters always has over 100 pre-owned vehicles in stock, with over half being one-owner trade-ins. If you're looking for a new vehicle, check out our inventory of Buicks and GMCs, or go to watersautoland.com to see our entire stock. And remember, cars are always cheaper in the country.
Catch the wave to waters. Waters Autoland.
Back live here on CISN.TV at Coles Commons. Dar Danielson joining me now is Larry Kotler, and you just finished that 5K, right? And then you're going to come and take over the commentary here.
That's exactly right.
Is that right? What was your time, Larry?
How long do you have?
And I didn't know they allowed motor scooters in the 5Ks.
Yeah,
but,
bicycles or whatever.
You look good out there.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I have actually run 5Ks.
Have you?
But that was when I was a little younger.
Yeah.
I actually ran a 10K one time.
Wow.
Just to see if I could do it, and I finished in under an hour, so I was just excited as all get out. Have you run in these?
No. The most I've ever run, one night I came out in track, and the coach said, "You're going to run an 880." And when I say 880, that tells you, how old I am.
Well, and I ran those too.
And I said, "Well, how do you?" I said, "I've run the 400. How do you do that?" And he said, "Well, just sprint 2 of those back to back." Okay, but
yeah,
I've thought about it. I got to a point where I was, doing more just, to stay healthy and keep in shape, but I never got to the level where I tried it. Maybe sometime, maybe when I get, a senior event or something later on down the road where,
When you become a senior.
Yeah, when I become a senior.
I'm already a senior.
Yeah, whenever.
Well, and I ran Midnight Madness a few times up in Ames.
Well, I've not run it, but we used to, when I worked at the radio station there, we'd take the station van and follow behind and do the commentary on there. So I've been in the race in a van. So,
Well, I will tell you this. When I was in junior high school, I qualified for you mentioned the 880. I qualified for the 880 for one track meet. So I actually got to suit up for one track meet. And normally I would just pace myself and then try to pick up at the end. In this particular race, when I get up there, like you said, it's a sprint,
Yeah.
right? They took off in a sprint. I'm like, uh-oh, we got serious problems.
Yeah.
I came in last, but I was closing in the second to last. So
Well,
that's our experience. So.
We've been talking about it all morning,
Yes.
you know, and the fog is kind of cleared off
Lifting.
a little bit here, but I mean, a 60-degree day in October, and it's not raining, and so things have turned out pretty good as far as getting the race underway and the conditions.
Right, not bad. And one thing they were warning everybody about, and they did this numerous times, the folks up here, is how slippery the roads could be.
Yeah.
Especially early on, because it's going to take a while for it to dry. And quite honestly, I don't know when it's going to dry because it's still misting a little bit.
Yeah, it's not something you feel constant, but it's there
It's
a little
there.
bit, isn't it? Kind
Right.
of like a little bit of a dew on the street.
So you
but-
want to be careful, especially when you're making a turn.
Yeah, yeah. But I think runners get used to that. You
Oh,
know,
sure.
they run in all kinds of conditions.
yeah.
And talking with Dave Mabel here, and he was saying, you know, these are Iowa runners. They're used to training in this
Sure.
type of stuff. So, you know, it shouldn't be too bad for them.
Yeah,
But,
they probably run in the snow.
yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, a lot of them. But,
I'm sure they do because, I mean, it's a year-round. I don't know if you call it a hobby or not, but it's a year-round vocation, something that runners like to do. They like to keep running, whether it be inside or, you know, wherever
Well,
they
and
can
I was
run.
getting Dave, I told him it's kind of like an addiction. You do one, and then you want to build on it and do more and do more. And we're seeing still some footage here of the runners coming in the 5K, half marathon, and we'll show you that throughout the day. We're going to be here live throughout the day, and we saw some drone footage earlier. Dave Mabel's here, and his son took the drone up and got the start of the race, and just great footage. You kind of see how, you know, they're over here all the way down the street, and they come around the curves.
Right.
Just thousands of runners. Just kind of cool to see different runners. And here's the drone footage again.
Look at that.
Yeah. As you see the start.
Oh, that was great. I wasn't right at the start because I was moving around, but I did see them come through. But I was watching them line up, so.
And you can see them moving there. And that's one of the things we talk about, too. All shapes and sizes, different speeds and things that people run. And that's the cool. There and just all the stuff that's taken place down here to revamp it. And we're seeing now just a lot of the people coming through. They got their medals for participating in the race. They're getting food, and as they warm down, we're going to have the half marathon winners coming up a little bit later. We're here throughout the day to kind of chronicle what's going on here.
Right, and that's what it's all about. It's about the people. I mean, it's about, again, it's people coming out, being healthy. I mean, we're more of a health-conscious society than ever. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah,
Ever.
Things have changed a lot of different things. And, you know, you talked about starting walking. Some people walk it, some people run it, but you got to start somewhere.
They actually say that walking is as healthy, if not healthier, for a lot of people. It really is, because
I find that
it can really, you know, it depends on where you run, but it can bother the knees.
Yeah,
now, I'm certainly not an expert on this particular thing, but I know that a lot of people walk, and the way they walk, that keeps them in great shape. And that's something you can do around your neighborhood. You don't have to be a part of a race or a competition. You just go around your neighborhood and walk around. And speaking of walking, how about that?
Up there you see, walking through. And you
they're
can
coming through.
See the footage here, too, as race continues. Not sure.
I'm not sure it's combination of walkers and runners.
Walkers and runners.
Walkers and runners.
And let's see, that's over on, I got up early this morning. I'm trying to get my bearings.
That's over by 4th Street. Well, wait a minute, that would be, it's right on the street here, I think.
Yeah. But they have the big screen.
Isn't that
behind
Legends?
us
That's
here.
Legends over
there.
there.
Legends.
Yeah, that's Legends.
Okay. All right, and then you can see on our screen there more people coming through. So.
And the weather's holding. And the thing about the weather we talked about earlier, well, maybe misting a tad. It's really not bad because of the fact that it's cooling.
Look at who's on this big screen behind us now.
I'd put a big curtain over that if you could help it.
Okay, they're now the pace has picked up a little bit. Dave Mabel says they were on a 2:20 pace. They picked it up to a 2:15 pace.
Wow.
They were talking with the weather maybe a 2:10, but now it's at a 2:15 pace. So the speed's picked up a little bit. We'll see if that picks up a little more.
Well, I think again the weather plays in our hands because look, I mean, yeah, there may be a little bit of scattered mist, but nothing real serious. And the thing, I mean, the temperature is great for running. Maybe they might even like it a little cooler, but what's the temperature? About 60?
Yeah, hanging around
60 when they started, so
yeah.
Nothing wrong with running in 60-degree weather.
Yeah.
At all.
No.
And a lot of runners from Kenya, for example, Ethiopia. You've got them from all over the world here. Yeah. The Kenyans have really dominated.
Well, we are live here at Coles Commons with the Des Moines Marathon, the IMT Des Moines Marathon. Also, the road race is wrapped up, and that's done. We're waiting as soon as the half marathon. Well, I won't say it's done. I think there's still some people coming in from all these races.
Let's just say that the front runners are done.
Yeah.
How about that?
The front runners are done, and the rest will be wrapping up here in just a little bit.
When they get here.
We got time. We're going to take another break, if we can do that. And
have you run yet today?
No, I haven't.
That's what you're going to go stretch, right?
I did walk several blocks from my car. That's going to be about as far as I'll do.
That's your stretch?
Yeah. Well,
now, is that Final Mix setting up over there? Because I see the T-shirt Final Mix.
Oh, is it?
Boy, if it is. Oh,
Are
man. Saxman Jones, you bet.
Okay.
Final Mix, great band.
Really? Okay.
There's another band over on 4th Street, right? We talked about the area over there where we have the screen set up by Java Joe's and across from Fong's Pizza. There's another band setting up over there, too. So it's really a party for downtown Des Moines.
Okay. Well, I'll look at Eric, see if we take another break. Yep. Okay.
He's ready.
He says he's ready.
He's had enough of
We'll
us
do
there now.
that. Dar Daniels and Larry Kotler here live at Coles Commons. Wait a minute. We got a time update. Let's see. Women are at the half, 2:38. The women.
Good time.
Yeah, that's a good time for the women at the half. So thanks for the time update on that. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with more here live from Coles Commons on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields. At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools.
asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
It's Chevy Truck Month in Waukee, and with bonus tag savings, get up to 20% off select new 2017 Silverado 1500s, new Silverado Double Cab LT 4x4, $289 a month, new Spark $13,999, up to 20% off select new Silverado HDs, Malibus, and Trax, and up to 25% off select new 16 Chevy Cruises. Save big in Waukee. Shuttlenkirk Chevrolet on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
And I guess, did you run? Did you run today?
I'm always running.
He's always running. Oh, okay. I'll take a blue one. There you go. Yeah. And he just asked me what my time was. You know what race I entered this morning?
The 6 o'clock race?
No, I entered the 1 foot dash.
I got you.
I did pretty fast. Took one step, I was over.
I know you get away fast.
Oh, look at Jethro. He's grooving, isn't he?
The official master of ceremonies.
Yeah, the official master of ceremonies. Oh, okay.
Chris was telling us about that on the committee.
Yeah, that's dangerous. This is Steve Bobenhouse, by the way, for those who don't know. Steve Bobenhouse from Fitness Sports. You've been a racing junkie here forever. I love when they said, you're going to talk about the history of running in Des Moines.
I'm not that old.
I was going to say, that's going to set you back about 200 years, isn't it?
I'm not that old. I am old, but I'm not that old.
Yeah, we both are. You put our ages together, we might. Yeah. But, you've been involved with running a long time, of course, running Fitness Sports, but even before then.
Yeah, I would say I got into it at high school, but the road racing scene around here started really happening in the late 70s when Bill Rogers won the Boston Marathon. And that changed everything in the nation. And so ever since then, we've been pretty successful in being able to get the community out and get the running public out, help us all stay more fit and just stay healthier.
Did you run in the beginning? You were a runner?
Yeah, I participated in a bunch of races. I grew up, though. I outgrew my marathon.
You don't run anymore?
I participate in about one race a year.
Okay. And what distance
calling it a
is that?
race is questionable.
What distance is that?
This past year, 7 miles is the farthest I ran.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So,
I know it's longer than I've run in a long time. And the one thing I'll ask you about training, how'd you get? First of all, how'd you get started running? What was it?
I started. Actually, I went out for football my sophomore year in high school, which is when we started high school. I went out for football, and after I got ran over by a big fullback because I weighed 95 pounds when I went into high school, coach said, Bobenhouse, I don't know whether this is your sport, and I ended up in cross country.
Well, you don't get run over too much in cross country.
No.
I ran a little bit of cross country when I was in junior high school. That didn't last very long.
No, I enjoyed it and
cross country?
Ended up running track here at North High School in Des Moines. Never that good, but then after I got out of school, you get to be about 25, 30, you start realizing how much weight you put on. So then I started running again. And I guess I can say that I've, on a limited basis, on and off again. I did run some marathons, but that's been a long time ago.
How did you train for a marathon?
Back then, we didn't have all the, what I would call the electronic gizmos, that kind of stuff. But we all trained by listening to each other, remembering what we were coaching in high school, that kind of stuff. The big person that everybody followed was Arthur Lydiard.
I actually had the chance to meet him, and we brought him into town back in the 90s. But he was from New Zealand, and he is the kind of the father of distance running around the world, really. He coached the Kenyan team. He's coached the Scandinavian teams. He coached for the Mexican team. He's really started the jogging craze, I would say. Bill Bowerman from Nike and University of Oregon started it here in the States, but he started it after he met Arthur.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Bill Bowerman.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I was told early on, because one of my best friends is a marathoner, besides you, Raul Leander. You know Raul.
Raul's a great guy.
Raul,
Yeah.
in fact, I invited him to come join me on this, on the broadcast, but he said, no, I'm retired.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he likes to, he retires until he gets a new age group. And then he'll kind of sneak out on us. I'd like to tell this story. Raul's now 65.
Right.
And comes out in the spring with our training group. I help put on a training group every spring for the Capital Striders. And these young guys are out there running, and they're good, you know. But they can't figure out who this 65-year-old guy who's running right with them the whole way.
Who, by the way,
is.
doesn't look for 65.
No, he
Not
doesn't.
even close.
No. But Raul has been a former Drake Marathon, which was the predecessor to this here in Des Moines. He was Drake Marathon champion. Raul was an All-American at Mankato State up in Minnesota, was a national 800-meter champion, and then decided he wanted to keep his running going and went into the marathon. Probably his biggest deal was the Boston Marathon back in '78. There was an Iowa team that finished in the team competition third place and beat some of the big national teams.
I tell you what, we're gonna move things around a little bit here. Thank you for coming on.
Yep.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, sir.
We'll talk more some other time.
All right, sir.
I promise you.
Yep.
And don't forget about fitness sports. So tell people where you're located. Come on.
Well, we just moved. We're a mile west of our old location. We're at the corner of 86th and University.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming up, Steve. I
All right.
appreciate it. We've got a winner coming up here. Well, another winner. You know, we just had one winner, you, but we're gonna get the next individual up. So, and this is the women's, I think, the half marathon winner. So Dave's gonna shuffle on over here. I think, would this be the women's half marathon winner? Women's half marathon winner? Yeah, the half marathon winner, the women's. Well, I know it's not the men's half marathon winner. My eyes work very well. So we'll get this young lady in there. I don't know if you could put headphones over the laurels.
Okay.
How's that working?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
if
good.
you can hear me and I can hear you, then we're all even. All right. I don't know your name, so they didn't tell me your name. So, yeah, just tell us who you are.
Okay. I'm Yelena Nanaziashvili. I'm from Clive, Iowa. And
But I have a feeling you weren't born in Clive.
no, I'm not. I was born in Kazakhstan, former Soviet Union.
Okay.
And I went to UNI.
Okay. When did you?
Go Panthers.
There, when did you come to the States?
2001.
Okay.
Yep.
And
And
dare I ask how old you were in 2001, and then I'll have to figure out the math after that.
Okay.
So, how old were you when you came to the States?
20 years old.
Okay. Why did you come to the States? We're glad you're here, by the way.
Thank you.
What brought you here?
I actually got a full scholarship at University of Northern Iowa.
Oh, okay.
So and I came swim for them.
Oh, you're a swimmer.
Yes, I am a swimmer.
So do you do the all the other events like the triathlon and all the ones that include swimming?
No, just running.
Just running.
For now, yep.
So you were a swimmer first and then a runner?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So how'd that happen?
Just after I had a second baby, I want to get back in shape, and I thought running is the best exercise to get back in shape.
Do you still swim?
No.
Even for fun?
With my kids.
Yeah,
at
that'll
the
work.
lake, does it count?
Sure, that counts. Now, yeah, we want to move your mic right here. So we're going to put it right there.
Sounds
okay?
good.
There we go.
Yep.
All right. And so you remember your first race?
My first race, the real race, was Des Moines Marathon in 2011.
Okay.
Yep.
How'd you do?
I did good. I qualified for Boston Marathon, and
That's cool.
yeah.
So you ran the Boston Marathon too?
I did. I ran actually in 2013 when this bombing happened.
Really? Tell us about that. What was that experience like?
Kind of scary.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there, but at the same time, like we weren't there because we actually find out from TV too.
So were you on the course actually running when the bombs
No,
went off?
gladly, I'm fast enough. I was already at the hotel taking shower, and when we heard something, and we went downstairs, people crying, screaming, and yeah, that's when we start figuring out what's happening.
Yeah, it wasn't a normal Boston Marathon.
No, lots of ambulance. First, I thought someone had a heart attack. You know, that's the only thing usually happens at marathon.
Have you gone back to the Boston Marathon since then?
No, I haven't. No.
How many marathons do you run a year now? You run this one every year?
No. And I just ran half.
Oh, the half, that's right, the half
Yes,
marathon.
yeah. I usually run 1 or 2 a year.
Mhm.
It's a lot of work, so.
All right, tell us, how's the course today? Because it's a little bit wet. It's not bad, but they were warning everybody about being
Here's
slippery.
my
So,
family.
where's your family? Right there?
Yep.
Oh,
and
wave
kids.
to them. Hey, get a good picture here. Oh, the kids are cute.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if we can get a shot of the kids. But maybe we can get a shot. That would be great. But well, tell us tell us about your family members.
We have David is the little one, and Sasha.
Okay. What's your husband's name?
Gabe.
Gabe?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Very, very nice. Now, did they go around with you today? I mean, did they follow you, or how do they do that?
I only saw them at the finish line, and they
Okay.
were really excited. When I left, they say, "Mom, you have to be first." I'm like, "Okay."
Mom, you have to be first? Wow, there's no pressure there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And let me ask you this. How's the course? I was starting to ask you that before. Is it slippery, or is
It was really slippery.
Really?
Yep. So we try to not step on those white lanes because they were super slippery, and yeah, just it was slower run.
All right, so do you normally run a marathon or a half? Now you're running the half marathon?
My major race is marathon, and I do halves in between.
Okay.
Just kind of stay competitive.
All right, is the strategy different?
Oh, definitely. Yep.
Okay. And how so?
It's a lot of faster race. You don't take slow. You just take off and run as fast as you can from beginning.
What's your strategy for the marathon?
Just kind of pace yourself for mile 20 and run with your heart from mile 20 to 26.
You listen to music while you're running?
No, I do not.
No, have you ever?
Nope.
Nope. Well, some people do. They helps them
They
relax.
actually elites have rules than us.
No, I realize in a race, but I mean just when you're, because I assume you still practice, you go out and run. You can't just turn on one day and say, I think I'll go out and run a half marathon.
I like to run with the group, so I
Okay. So you just chatter
listen
with
to their stories. Yep.
So, well, did you have fun today?
Yes, definitely. I won the race.
That's
what
good.
kids wanted it too. So.
Well, what if you'd have finished second? You'd have still had fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a local race, so it's really nice.
Well, we're glad you won.
Thank you very much.
Congratulate
Yep.
you for winning.
It was nice to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you. That's
Thank you.
tell me say your name one more time because I know you can say it better than I can.
Елена Нанаziashvili.
See, I told you. That's exactly who I said this was. Hey, thanks for coming up here.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Good
very
luck
much.
and congratulations.
Thank
The
you.
winner, Elena?
Yes.
Right? Okay. She was the winner of the women's half marathon. Let's see if we can we take a break right now? Let's do that. We'll take a break right now. And this, of course, we're at the IMT Des Moines Marathon 2016 edition, the 15th of these Des Moines Marathon events. Great going on downtown Des Moines. Now, feel free to come by if you just want to hang out for a little bit. I'm Larry Kotler, and we are on CISN.net TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Poor eating habits and lack of exercise have contributed to a doubling of childhood obesity. The YMCA knows that lifestyle habits such as healthy eating and physical activity will help reverse this trend. The Y offers programs for kids of all ages, from preschool through high school. Water babies to swim teams, basketball, summer camps, flag football, child watch, and even lacrosse. If your family is serious about living an active and healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of your healthier family.
The fireplace is the heart of your family's home. Picture your family warm and cozy in front of a heat and glow fireplace from the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. Fireplace Superstore has the largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts in central Iowa. Let our fire experts help you find the fireplace that best fits your family's lifestyle. Adding comfort and warmth to your home is much easier than you think. Come see the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. No one builds a better fire. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas, just west of Homemakers.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
And we are back. I'm Larry Kotler. This is CISN TV, and we're here at the IMT Des Moines Marathon 2016 edition, and we're here with another champion. We had Elena, who was the women's half marathon champion, so we brought in the men's half marathon champion, Kevin Lewis, who you were born in Ottumwa, right?
Yep,
okay.
That's right.
And then you went to the University of Iowa.
Yep, good time there.
Who doesn't have a good time at the University of Iowa?
It's a good school.
Well, I mean, it is one of the top party schools. Oh, never mind. I know you didn't do that. And then you live in West Des Moines now.
Yep, live in West Des Moines, moved here after college.
Okay. How old are you?
23.
You're a youngster.
Yep.
Just a pup.
Yep.
How many years you been at the Des Moines Marathon? How many times have you come here?
This is my first one.
Well, that's not bad to win in your first effort.
Yep, that was fun.
Are you more of a marathoner than a half marathoner?
No, haven't run a marathon yet.
Okay.
So I probably won't be doing that until I feel like I run a really, really good half marathon, and then I'll be ready to run a good marathon. So right now I'm not quite ready to run a good marathon.
So is this the longest distance you've run then?
Furthest distance I've raced, yes.
Yes.
Yep. I've done like 20-mile long runs for training, but never raced longer.
But those are just for fun, right?
For training.
For training.
Yeah.
Because you tell me about your career at the University of Iowa, what you ran over there.
Yeah. So, I guess I got a couple school records on the track, in 3K and the 5K.
Okay.
Second team All-American in the 5K, and then first team All-Big Ten for cross country. That pretty much summarizes it.
That's good, though. Larry Wisorek was your coach, right?
Yep. Larry Wisorek was my coach for 3 years, and then he retired right after my junior year, and then Coach Lane Anderson was my senior year coach.
Okay. And Joey Woody was over there, too, right?
Yep. As soon as Coach Wiz, Larry Wisorek, we call him Coach Wiz, when he retired, Coach Woody, who's from Iowa City, took over the overall director of track and field position, and he's still in that position right now.
Yep. Tell us how he helped you, because I'm sure he could provide a lot of wisdom in terms of running distances.
Coach Wiz?
Yeah, Coach Woody.
Oh, Coach Woody?
Well, both of them,
yeah,
for that matter.
So Woody's a big sprints and hurdles coach.
Yeah.
So if you're a sprinter or hurdler, he'll help you a lot. So I did work with him a few years with like the finishing speed at the end of races. Some drills to get that turnover going.
Like what? Give us an example of a drill you would do to make yourself faster at the end of a race.
Yeah, so we got these. The one that I mostly did was we placed out these wickets, and they're spaced out. They're like mini hurdles.
Okay.
And so they're spaced out at distances where your feet should strike to hit a certain pace.
Huh.
And so you run over that while trying to keep good form, and then that just helps you run quicker at the end of a race.
Was it hard to adjust to that?
Yeah, definitely the first time. I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, used to just doing distance training, and then we start doing stuff like that, technical things, and it feels a little weird at first, but it really helps your form.
Talk about Coach Wazorek, because I know I forget how many years ago it was he was inducted into the Drake Relays Hall of Fame. I mean, he was a tremendous coach at the University of Iowa. How did you end up at the University of Iowa, and what did he do to help you along the way?
Yeah, so how I ended up there was I had a cross-country meet there in high school my senior year, and at the meet, he stops by my team's camping area and introduced himself, and then stayed in contact after that, and then ended up committing in December of my senior year.
What was it about the University of Iowa? I mean, you're a kid from the state of Iowa somewhere. I don't know if you were always an Iowa Hawkeye fan or what. What was it that finally attracted you to say, you know what, I'm going to stay home and run at Iowa?
Yeah, so definitely I was always born, and like my whole family is a Hawkeye fan, so that was, I always liked them anyways. And then I went to school for engineering, and they have the College of Engineering at the University of Iowa, so that made it possible.
All right. And I assume you ran at the Drake Relays.
Yep.
What was that experience like? Because I've been around Drake Relays for a long, long time. What was it? What did it mean to you to run in the Drake Relays?
Yeah, so I've ran.
Because you ran there in high school too, right?
Yeah, I've run every Drake Relays for the past 7 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's fun.
You keep doing it even though you've graduated from Iowa?
Yep. Last year was my first year out of college, and I ran unattached in the 10K. I plan on running again this spring.
How'd you do last year?
I was like 7th in the 10K.
That's good.
So
nothing wrong with that.
It was decent. I would have preferred to be near first, but maybe this year I can win.
Well, no, you don't want to put the bar. You don't want to raise the bar too high to start with.
Yeah.
You know, you finished first. The first time. It's like the guy the other night, the #1 draft pick in the NHL draft for Toronto.
Yeah, I heard
he goes out and scores 4 goals in the first game. That's not a good idea.
Nope.
Because now everybody expects that every game.
Yeah, you can't go up from there.
Right. No, that's exactly right. How'd you get started running in the first place when you were a kid? Because I assume, or when did it start, I guess?
Yeah. Elementary school and gym class, running the mile. I was pretty good at that. So I just wanted to do a sport that I could succeed at, and that was my sport.
So it's like gym class, for example, you know, they have you run the different races, and you thought, I like this. I'm pretty good at it.
Yep. So continued doing that and seeing where it could take me.
Other sports? Play other sports?
Yeah, I played baseball. I wrestled until the end of my freshman year, and I think that's it.
Hey, talk about this event, because you said it's the first time you've run in this event. What did you think of it, too?
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of people throughout the whole course, not just right here at the finish line. And I have helped out with the Valley cross-country team and track team a little bit.
Okay.
And so they were all out at the roughly the 3-mile mark. Saw a whole bunch of them cheering me on, so that was really fun.
Were they the ones that helped encourage you to get into this event, or was that just you were going to do it anyway?
I was probably going to do it anyways. Not really sure how I decided on this race. It's right here, so why not?
Right, you're in West Des Moines.
Yeah.
Exactly right. How's the team out of Valley? Well, they're a good team. They're always a good team.
Good team. Yeah. Last year, I believe they were 5th at state cross country. They'll be going back. Hopefully, I get the regionals first or districts. But yeah, hopefully this year is even better.
What do you do? What do you do for an occupation?
I'm a software developer at Arion in West Des Moines.
Okay. How long have you been there?
I've been with them for about 1.5 years.
What advice would you have for somebody, as we get ready to wrap up here, what advice would you have for somebody who's watching this and thinks, man, I'd like to run, I don't know how to run? What kind of advice would you have for somebody who's thinking about being a runner sometime? What do you think?
Really just consistency. If you've never run before, just start by going on a long walk and jog a little bit. But just be consistent every day. Get out there and do something. And then you gradually do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And yeah, because no one day is going to make you better at running.
No, I mean, you can't just go out and say, well, I'm going to run a half, the week before the race. You can't just say, well, I think I'll run a half marathon. I'll go out and run a couple of times.
Yeah, you're better off running like 2 miles a day
for
multiple months rather than running like 10 miles once a week, and that's it.
Do you listen to music while you're running?
If I'm on a treadmill, I do.
Okay. Who do you listen to?
Pandora. So it's just a very weird mixture of music.
Just the mix? You don't have any particular artists? That, gotta have some artists here. Put the pressure on here.
Yeah. I like some weird music. It's called Odessa.
Okay.
Probably never heard of it.
No.
So, but yeah, that's fun to run too.
All right.
It's got some good beats there.
Hey, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice to win, isn't it?
It really is.
You'll be back next year to defend, right?
Yep, I'll be back.
Will you do the marathon? Will you consider the marathon next year?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I don't want to run a marathon until I can run 65 minutes and a half.
Yeah, because you were at 68. Sorry.
Yeah,
You was a little bit too high. 108.30. That's awfully good, though.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, it was my best.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Well, you saved it for you see your best. You saved it for the race.
Yep. Now I can do a little bit better next time.
Good job. Let's see if we can take a break right now. Can we do that? Let's take a break right now, and that is Kevin Lewis from West Des Moines, the winner of the men's half marathon here at the Des Moines Marathon, the 2016 IMT Des Moines Marathon. We'll be back with more on CISN TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
This is Iowa, and here we don't just dream, we make history by nearly doubling our clean energy as part of our 100% renewable vision. With this, our energy costs will remain some of the lowest in the nation. We'll create new jobs and boost economic growth. Our air will be cleaner, our state stronger, and together we'll advance this country's energy future forever. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Poor eating habits and lack of exercise have contributed to a doubling of childhood obesity. The YMCA knows that lifestyle habits such as healthy eating and physical activity will help reverse this trend. The Y offers programs for kids of all ages, from preschool through high school. Water babies to swim teams, basketball, summer camps, flag football, child watch, and even lacrosse. If your family is serious about living an active and healthier lifestyle, why wait? Join the Y today and let tomorrow be the start of your healthier family.
The fireplace is the heart of your family's home. Picture your family warm and cozy in front of a heat and glow fireplace from the fire experts at Fireplace Superstore. Fireplace Superstore has the largest selection of heat and glow fireplaces and gas inserts in central Iowa. Let our fire experts help you find the fireplace that best fits your family's lifestyle. Adding comfort and warmth to your home is much easier than you think. Come see the fire